Good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone. So glad to see everybody's hopping on to our Monday morning miracle call. And if you're a first time person on here, you'll soon find out why we call it that. I'm Jerry Ziegenfuss, calling in from Parrish, Florida. I'm a little south of Tampa. And I am so glad that these numbers are rising and everybody's just coming on to hear these fabulous results from our people today. And I send a special welcome out all the time to our newbies. And I really, really hope that the newbies have courage to speak up. And why? You might think, why is this important? Because what you may have experienced, believe it or not, it may be just something that somebody might just be waiting to hear that, and you're going to be able to help that person with their health. So please speak up, raise your hand. How you do that is on the computers, there's a reaction button at the bottom, and some people have a thing right on there that says raise your hand, but click on it and it'll raise your hand. You'll put you up in my screen. I'll be able to see you all. And then if you don't mind leaving it on while you're talking, because it places you on the screen and people can, listen in better that way. And then when you're done, if you don't mind taking it down, that would be very, very helpful. And then the first 15 minutes of our call is about X39, and that is the go-to patch that will eventually help everybody with everything. And along with that, our new supplement, Celergize. It works tremendously with the patches, gives supplemental help, and we're having some great testimonies about that. So please, the first 15 minutes, stick to that, and I'll try to watch the clock at 11:15, but usually everybody's watching for that to tell me about the other patches. So that's okay too. And if you don't mind keeping your testimonials down to about 30 seconds to a minute, I do understand some take longer, okay? But if you don't mind not having to tell us you went down the street and you talked to your friend and they were going to the store and this, and you finally get to telling us what's going on, just make it brief. Tell us what happened, what were you doing, your results. Tell us the patch. Tell us how long you've been on the patch. Tell us how long you've been in LifeWave. Okay, keep it pertinent to that, and we'd really, really, really be happy with that. And if you don't mind, don't name the disease, because you go to the doctor, your doctor's going to tell you, oh, let's pick a disease, AFib. You don't want to say that, okay? You can tell us that the heart was racing and that. And if you have something you don't know how to explain, jump on AI and just say, you have this diagnosis. How can I talk to the people without telling them that specific diagnosis? And, like I said, it's 30 seconds and then to a minute. And then we don't claim to treat, cure, or diagnose any condition. So that's the main thing. We want to stay compliant with the company because we want LifeWave to be around forever. Okay. We really, really want it. And Dushenko, please kick us off. Please unmute.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I used X39 for the very first time, September 1st of 2022. And one of the things that's been going on is I have this very painful rash and I get swelling and it's horrible. And if I had been using that as a test of whether it was working, I would have stopped a long time ago. So the person who told me about LifeWave said, you put it on and the body heals what it decides is the most important. And I was talking to a friend last night about this, and she said, yeah, you can't expect a condition that your body's been dealing with for 30 years, 45 years, to go away in 30 days. You need to give it time. And it'll be, 4 years in September? I still have this rash that I've had since 2007. However, I've gotten so many other benefits in terms of my sleep, in terms of my weight, in terms of my general feeling of well-being. It'll happen when it happens. And exactly. I just wanted to encourage people to be persistent and be patient, and they work, just maybe not on the time scale you.
Yeah, and thank you. And on that note, I like to tell people a couple things. My husband had that condition where it was very painful in the joint. It was in his hands. He could barely use them when he wanted to prune. And it took about 5 months, but he has no pain in his hands. Then on the other spectrum, 2.5 years later, I don't look like I'm 90 years old getting up and down because my knees were so bad. Uh, they didn't work. Now I can even crawl on the floor. So there you have. My husband took 4.5 months. I took 2.5 years. I have had results the whole time, the whole time. So please be consistent. It's 12 hours on, 12 hours off. The reason we tell you that, because people question that, is uh, think about somebody that's talking to you all the time. Okay, blah, 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 blah. And you finally tune them out. Okay. Well, with the patch, you have 12 hours on and 12 hours off, because if you keep feeding the patch, the frequency going into the body all the time, the body will then forget about it. So what you want to do is 12 hours on, 12 hours off, plenty of water, and be consistent. So thank you so much for listening. And Sunshower, please come in.
I'm trying to let people in, but my
Okay, I got it. I have it. I can. It's going for me.
Okay.
Okay, Liz, if you can do something, if you want to look at that for Sunshire. Thanks, Sunshire. And Sunshire is one of our other wonderful hostess, as well as Michelle, who is coming up next. She is on the call today. So Michelle, please unmute.
Good morning, Jerry. You look lovely. I like your hair back. It's pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely not your age, which I never can remember. I never remember anyone's age anymore, right? We're all just getting younger.
Right.
That's all we need to know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I love what Dr. Kathy Wong says. You can't pick the fix, right? We love that phrase. And so just keep on going. Be consistent. I love what Jerry shared. Yeah, make sure you drink enough water. So I have a story about Celergize. I just love this supplement. If you haven't tried it, you're really missing out. It is absolutely delicious. I literally crave it in the morning. Some people crave coffee. I crave Celergize. And just a little tip about it. The directions say 1 scoop for 8 ounces of water. That's way too strong. And then a lot of people don't like it because it's so strong. So I do 2 scoops in a 32-ounce jar, like an old juice jar. So that's double the water. And then I just sip on it all morning. And it's given me energy. Cravings are less for the nasties. Still crave the good stuff, which is great. So yeah, just a little pitch for Celergize. Keep your water going, guys. And there's so many nutrients in there. You can save a lot of money on supplements by switching to Celergize. So there you go. Thank you so much,
Thank
Jerry.
you so much. Oh, thank you for that. And there was a woman that came on one time talking about Celergize and her husband. And to put it in mild terms, it keeps him regulated now. He never has a problem. So it has many benefits. Jonathan, please unmute.
Good morning, all. Good morning, family. So real quick, well, should I be quick? Because I don't see any hands.
Okay. I know.
All right. So my story, I guess you guys know my story, but a good friend of mine from church, his wife passed away about a little over a month ago. And he's probably 80, maybe around that age. Anyway, he went down real quick. I mean, next time I saw him at church, he was pushing a wheelchair and he was barely being able to walk. I told him about X39. He ordered it within 2 weeks. 2 weeks, I saw him stepping in the church with no walker. And I looked at him. I'm like, hey, man. He said, man, this thing is amazing. And he is telling everybody about it. Praise God. X39, guys. X39.
Praise God. And we are so, so happy that in our hand we have David Schmidt. He is just so wonderful to help us with everything. So thank you, Jonathan. Wonderful share. Dushenko, what else do you have for us?
Well, I just was so excited about my results from X39. I forgot to tell you that my aunt called me to say, I need that drink stuff. I don't know what it is, but I've been out of it for like 3 weeks now. And when I was taking it, I was losing all this weight and I was on track to be at my goal weight by the biggest show. And now that I haven't had it, not only have I stopped losing weight, but the weight is coming back. I know we don't talk about Cellular-Gize as weight loss, and that is the impact that it had for my aunt.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And all of you need to, we are all individual people, so things affect us differently. There have been many people that have had that great result. So yeah, it can happen to you. It just depends. So thank you, Dashenko. Appreciate that. Taj, is that how you say your name? Please unmute.
There we go.
There you go.
So I have, am I supposed to be only X39 at this time of the day?
Yeah, we still have a little bit of time, so please.
So
can
you
come
might
back
want to
on.
bring me back later.
Okay, Taj, raise your hand and I'll get you later, okay?
All right.
Alrighty, I have, oh great, Susan, come on. Unmute and come on in.
Hey, good morning. Just a quick one on X39 because it's always on me. Well, 12 hours on.
Right.
Last week I overdid it at the beach, moving some rocks around looking for sea glass. And so the next day my one hip was really sore and it was just hard to walk. But it was my husband's birthday, and so we were going to the beach. We stopped at the store. I could barely walk, and I remembered, so I took my X39 off my neck, put it on my hip, and forgot about having any kind of pain or stiffness. Spent the next hour walking on the beach. Let's hear it for the magic patch. X39.
Yes, let's hear it. And Susan, and so many people have talked about that. I've even done it. Take that X39 off and put it someplace where it's hurting, right, Susan? Really great. Okay. Sunshine, please.
Hi, everybody. So I have a brand partner that he wasn't when I first talked with him. He just let me know his symptoms, and I slapped an X39 on him. He was shaking like a leaf. He could not really hold his cup to drink anything without both hands, and even then, really quite obvious. And so I said, gee, could I patch you? And I'm telling you, within 20 minutes, the shaking was significantly reduced. And then I would have some patch parties, and he'd come along and he'd tell his story, and it got better and better and better. Just want you to know, just be consistent, as Jerry always says. And really, it seems so miraculous. We're so happy for people. We just go to tears. So thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much, Sunshine. Wonderful. Tammy Blue, please unmute. Tammy Lou, can you find your unmute button? While you do that, let me just tell you about one that. Oh, there you go, Tammy. Welcome.
Sorry, I'm not going to put my picture on here because I'm in Maine, so the weather's pretty bad out right now. So
yeah, yes, I know.
So 5+ years ago, I started on X39 for the first 3 years that I was on X39 is when I got quite a few results. I have a brain issue where I had memory loss, fatigue, body aches. I was a hot mess. I have dabbled in other patches years later, but X39 is where I got most of my results. And now that the Cellular-Gize is here, it's added to it. I feel so much better knowing we're going to have 6 to 8 inches there. Tomorrow, I'm not going to worry about being sore after shoveling and snow blowing. This time of year, that's the biggest thing that I see is that before I was on the patches, I used to ache for days in on out after shoveling and snow blowing and stuff. I still do things the old-fashioned way to keep me in shape during the winter time. And I can't say enough about these patches. They just have given me some youth that I never thought I'd have. So
wonderful.
Thank you for letting me share. Thank you. And
yes,
thank you.
Thank you. And along those lines with that, what Tammy was talking about is that most people talk about the recovery period. They might get tired after doing something for a while. They come in and they rest, but they're ready to go back in 5 minutes. So the recovery time has really been wonderful for most people. And before I bring you in, Dashenka, let me read one of my brand partners that came in. She had broken her back in a horse accident in 1999 and had pain nearly every morning getting out of bed. The second morning after X39, she braced herself for the pain that she always has, and it was not there, and it has not returned. And the other thing she talks about is her brain fog lifted the first day. So she has had wonderful results, and that's so great. And let me, Dashenka, before I bring you in, Taj, are you around to come in? Because we're after your time, so you can speak up since you haven't been able to tell us anything. And I'm also looking for Lavelle if he's on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Taj, go ahead.
All right. I was making notes of everything I wanted to share. Okay, first of all, I'm about to have my Celergize, but I am having a fruit salad. So I put my fruit, my nuts, and then I make a Celergize thing, and I put it on the salad for the liquid around. So it's kind of like a fruit soup with my Celergize, and that's really the way I like to take it.
Nice. It's almost like your salad dressing, it sounds like.
It's a salad dressing. It's a watery salad dressing, and I like getting my water that way and getting, hydrated also by fruit and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really wonderful thing that I look forward to in the morning. My
Great.
second thing is that I had started the patches 3 years ago, but I kind of got off of them. I made it too complicated and everything. So I'm just going to put a little plug in for the X39 for the patch manual, because when I heard about it on this call, I ordered it, and it just made my life so much simpler and not filled with so many indecisions. So that's just a little thing.
Okay.
I started using it regularly last October for something, and I had a cyst in my mouth and a gum that didn't bother me, but my dental hygienist and I were just kind of watching it for years. And then I started, and I only put this together last night. I started in October, and last time I had my cleaning, I said, this thing's gone, so I don't put two and two together, but that's the way. Now, the last thing I do is my real question and story is I like using the Ice Wave at night. When I go to bed, I put it on my feet, and it just really gives me a quality of rest that I really enjoy. But in the patch manual, down on page 30, the pro advice at the bottom, it says maybe worn for 24 hours at a time. Take 1 to 2 days off every 5 full days of use. So I'm wondering how this works with attenuation. That's my question.
Well, Taj, we really don't get into the patch manual and what it's saying, because it's not what David has done with the company and how he had made the patches. We go along with that. I know people do the patch manual, and that's on you and them. And it's not been discussed because the directions you get are 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and throw the patch away. So I know they mentioned the manual on here, and it's wonderful for a lot of people who are using it. But yeah, we don't talk about what that says in there about that. It's somebody else giving you directions.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I'm going to call on people we haven't heard from. So Tricia, would you please unmute?
Yes, hi, Tricia from Ventura. I don't have my camera here with myself.
That's okay. That's okay.
The gal speaking about the shoveling reminded me that I was shoveling twice in Omaha, Nebraska, the storm that came before it hit the East Coast. And I was really sore the night before. I was just like, oh my God. And then by the next day, I wasn't sore at all. And that's my X39. And then I'll also mention that my hair has been growing, much faster. I have like 2 inches of hair growth that's thickening in. Now, I have been on the X39 for a year and a half, But I do attribute this, and my energy levels higher. And also glutathione. I've been on that for maybe 6 months because somebody told me that was good for detoxification, and I am seeing results with that, detoxifying into my body. And I
Right.
kind of do that every other day just so that I don't have too much glutathione going into my system. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Tricia. Everything you mentioned about X39, we've had so many results. We haven't had a woman that was on a mission trip and they were really working every day and she didn't get sore. And the hair growth, everybody's talking about that. Plus, they're saying if they've lost a lot when they wash and shower, they're not losing it as much. But I'm sorry, the third thing you mentioned was
the glutathione. Was it the
Okay.
detoxing? How it's
Right.
detoxing my system?
right now.
I'm seeing it in my teeth, in the roots of my teeth. I had a decay that went away completely.
Oh, wow. That's great. Well, that is wonderful. I've never heard of that one, but like our body, I don't know if you know, we produce our own glutathione. But with the glutathione patch, it makes 300 times what your body can do. And it's not going to hurt you. And if you feel funny, just take it off and drink some water. That's the only thing, because what you're doing is you're detoxing too quickly. Okay.
Yeah. Well, what I
But-
started to do was every other day. So that lasts me a month. I can go 2 months on that glutathione. That's just plenty. Every other day.
Yeah.
It's been good. Thank you.
Yeah, whichever way your system is going to do it. Yes, the glutathione patch does wonders for your body. Just think of going out and what you breathe when you go outside and what you're getting into your body. So detox is a really good thing. Lavelle, the reason I asked you to raise your hand is we have somebody interested in your sugar story, your blood sugar story.
Okay, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, so the way that the sugar, to lower your sugar for me has been X39. You can put it on your C7 and X49 below your belly button, or you can alternate and get
I think you're breaking up,
inside.
or it might be me.
Pardon me?
You were breaking up. Was that you or me?
Oh, it might be me. Yeah, and then did you hear the X39, X49?
I heard the 39. I did not hear the 49.
Okay, X39, X49, X39 and X49 combination and SP6. And the SP6, I put it 4 fingers above the inside of my left ankle. And the pamphlets that it comes with shows you where to put the X49, X39, and the SP6. And I've been doing that for going on 2 years now, and my sugar is always around 100. It used to be 200 to 300, and sometimes even higher. And also, it took me 2 weeks to get from like 200 to 300 down to 86 when I first started using it. But some people get immediate results. Like one person called me the next day after trying it one day with that protocol, and they text me. They said, "Look at my blood sugar." So it's just amazing. Everybody's different, and we always
Yep.
tell people that. But I want to
Right.
share a news story. The other day, I don't know what I ate, but my stomach was hurting, and I had on my 3 patches, right? And I took them all off and put them on my stomach, and the pain went away in my stomach. So move the patches, guys. Thanks, Jerry. Let me share.
Yeah. Another thing for that type of thing, when people are having the problem of having to run to the bathroom, saying it mildly, if you take energy enhancers and put, brown is left and white is right, 2 fingers to the left of the belly button, and then take a carnosine 4 fingers up. I've had a lot of people have great results where it stops that problem that you may have. So you might want to try that sometime. So, and let's go to Jonathan next, because he shared once. And come on, people, we need some more hands. I know you have results going on. Come on.
So, Gary, I first started off only with the X39. And I'm telling you that it affected my blood pressure. We can say that. My blood pressure, I tried it for my blood pressure. In 8 weeks, my physician took me off my blood pressure medicine because of the X39. Sorry. Years later, a year and a half later, my ticker, which was ticking it any way it wanted to, it got back into the way it should have been ticking. And about 3 years later, I went back to playing basketball, and I'm playing basketball with these young guys, and they can't believe I'm 63. Praise God. So I wanted to say this: drink your water, get your nutrients, and exercise. The more you exercise, the quicker you recover. That's my experience. Thank you so much, dear.
Thank you, Jonathan. And let's go to Ann, since we haven't heard from you. Please unmute. We'll get to you, Dashenko. Ann, can you unmute Ann? Ann's iPhone. And if you can't find it, I know on the iPhone it's hard. Mara, if you want to unmute, and Ann, just hold on, but unmute if you can. Mara, would you unmute? There you go.
Good morning. How
Good
are you?
morning. I'm fine. And you?
Good. We're having a
Great.
blizzard here in Connecticut. So thank you for hosting. Sorry I got on so late. I was just looking out at the snow and going, oh my God, it's crazy here. So anyways, I wanted to tell you he is a preferred customer plus. He's been wearing the Eons and X39, which of course everybody knows are my two favorites. Severe inflammation in his knees, and was on crutches for a while, but off of crutches. So that's one testimony. He says his knees feel great. No
What's the
pain.
doctor's number? What's her name?
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead. That was
Okay.
go ahead.
So inflammation reduced, no pain, etc. And he one day did not wear them and he had pain, and the next day put them on, no pain. But secondly, he woke up the other night and he gets the samples, and he got silent nights and he couldn't go back to sleep. So he put a silent night patch on, and within an hour he fell asleep for the rest of the night. And he just said to me, oh my God, Mara, I am a life waiver forever. I just love these patches. He's been able now to work out and get his life back.
Yeah,
So
thank you. And with the silent night there that you're talking about, some people don't give up, because some people say it might take 4 or 5 nights or something to get your body into it. But yeah, I've heard great results with that. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ann, I see you got your phone unmuted.
Yes, I'm not going to be on video, but can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay, great. Yeah, a couple years ago, I had the black box warning on an antibiotic went off in me, like the warnings you see on those TV commercials of, really bad stuff can happen. Well,
Yeah.
it did happen to me. So I was completely chemically toxic, could no longer and can no longer have an antibiotic or a NSAID, any prescription or over the counter. So when LifeWave patches came to me and came into my life, it was a true godsend. Like, so thankful to the Lord for these things. I was at a point where I had frozen shoulder and I was in crisis. My shoulder had a large calcification. Mayo Clinic took an x-ray, told me that I had to have an x-ray to get it chipped out, and to have a total reconstruction of my shoulder. And I told them I couldn't have the surgery. I couldn't have the medications. Told them what happened. They said, oh, that is happening more often now, which is not good for people. So please don't take a fluoroquinoline. You have to actually ask if your antibiotic is that category. And so anyway, I used an X39 at night. The next morning I could move my hand away from my body a little bit. The pain was diminishing. By afternoon, I could move my hand to my side. You guys, I'm not going to cry telling you this. In 5 days, I had complete range of motion back in that shoulder. And I would not go get another x-ray because I didn't want one more attack on my mitochondria in my, of radiation for a while. I didn't go for quite a while, although everyone was telling me, go get an x-ray because we need that evidence that you have an x-ray, that my family, like, we want to see it, the before and after. I finally did, but I'm like, I don't need it. I don't have any symptoms. I have complete recovery from it. So I finally did get the x-ray, and I do have the x-ray, and it's completely healed. There's no evidence in there. Never had surgery, never even took an aspirin or a Tylenol. And I have been on these for about a year and a half. It has my prescription, my vision, that antibiotic impaired my vision a little bit. My vision has improved to better than prior to that happening to me. So I'm almost out of my glasses, which is amazing. I had astigmatism that's now gone. It has helped me relieve tendon pain, really bad tendon pain, from this antibiotic stuff. My kidney GFR improved. My brother's kidney GFR went from 60s to 80s with just using patches alone. And one thing that's very interesting, I had that thing that my mother had with her big toe starting to cross the second
Right.
toe. Super painful. The toe starting to turn a corner. And it's straightened out. I don't have to wear those little toe separators anymore. I have no pain there anymore. So and my skin is better. My hair has been growing better. I mean, it is just, I am so thankful and grateful for these patches. I just had to share it this morning.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on, Ann. And I think what you should do is go send information into the company. You could write a book, and I think you should write it all down so we have it. So thank you for coming in and sharing. And okay, now we have 3 people. We're at the bottom pass, but let's go with Ruth and Nadia, and we'll end with Dashenka, okay? And you got to make them short, okay? Come on in, Ruth.
Good morning. I'm not
Morning.
video ready, but I just had to share. My husband went to the cardiologist last week. He was not pleased with his bad cholesterol. It was 91. He wanted it under 70. So Rick took his blood work, and congratulations, he was 69. And that was because of the patches, of course. But then the doctor did I don't know what it's called, but like an ultrasound of his heart. And Rick said, now there was damage done back in 2010 when he had 3 of the big ones. And the doctor says, I don't find any damage. Well, first of all, the doctor said, well, if there's damage, it can't be repaired. And then he said, I don't see any damage. I'll have to check your records. And 3 weeks prior to that, we did sign up the doctor with X39, and we both said it's the X39 that has repaired the heart. So we left so thrilled that he could actually see in his records that he had damage, and now he doesn't.
Wow. Thank you, Ruth. And if you don't mind coming in earlier next week so we can, that's really powerful about the heart. And I don't want to spend a lot of time, but thank you. Thank you. And Nadia, please come in. And if you can keep us to about a short testimonial, that'll be great. Come on earlier next time.
I know. Really quickly, my dad has been using the X39 patch, and he's been using it mainly for his knees. And he's actually put one of each on each, the left and the right. And he's been doing that for about 4 months. And he was at the point where when we walked together out and about, he would feel like he was crippled. Like, it was to the point where I thought he would have to be on a wheelchair because his knees were hurting so bad. And then I told him just wear the X39. He did for 4 months. And now he walks like it's just a normal day, like no pain. It's crazy. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wonderful results. Great. And Dashenka, get us out with the short one.
Okay. Friday at my daughter's ballet class, one of her friends left the studio in tears at the end of class. And I found out that for the last 2 years, every time she dances on point, her feet or her left foot is hurting after 2 hours. And Friday it was hurting to the point that she was like crying because of it. It was so bad. I had stacked an X39, X49, and glutathione that I'd been wearing for 11 hours at that point already. And I took it off, gave it to the girl, told her to put it on her ankle. And then I called her mom 15 minutes later and said, hey, did it do anything? Her mom said, well, she was crying to the point of tears, and now she's bebopping around the grocery store like nothing. So I guess it did. And she's 14. And then Silent Nights, I just wanted to share that since using X39 and 49, I put my head on the pillow, I go to sleep, it's great. But sometimes if my rash is flaring up like it was yesterday, the pain keeps me awake. And I found putting Silent Night on, the pain goes away and I'm able to sleep.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Wonderful news too. And okay, everybody, we will be having our call tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern with Robin and Gregory. And Liz, if you want to unmute everybody, or Liz, do you have any other announcements? Or
no, I don't.
There's-
And I just unmuted everyone to say hello, goodbye.
hello.
Liz,
Goodbye,
you're the
everybody.
best.
To the meeting.
Hey, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Company.
Great
Love it.
job.
Okay.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
God bless.
Take
What a
a good
rainy
one.
day.
Enjoy. Put those patches on. Patches and water. Let's keep going. Lifers. Okay.
Go.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.